That is called Bidenomics.
Gas prices rose again today, reaching a new all-time high.
We're still dealing with inflation, and we've got super high interest rates at the same time.
Bidenomics is working.
2/3 of Americans are just struggling to make ends meet.
And this comes after Friday's jobs report showing a spike in unemployment.
And we are very proud of Bidenomics.
As District Attorney and Attorney General,
What a lie.
child abusers online.
Over Centennial Olympic Park. This is all part of InvestFest, which took place at the Georgia World Congress Center. The company behind the drone show, Luna Light, says they were surprised when their drone show went viral on social media. Still ahead, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets are back home tonight. Fresh off their impressive win on the world stage, we'll bring you the homecoming coming up.
If you have an Amazon Alexa-enabled device in your home, ask her to enable the Fox 5 Atlanta skill so you can get local updates anytime straight from Fox 5. Brought to you by Delta Community Credit Union. Fox 5 News is brought to you by your Georgia Drives Chevy dealers.
Buy more, save more during BrandsMart USA's Labor Day sale. Mix top selected brands and save up to $500. Plus, no interest and paid in full within 24 months. At BrandsMart USA in Doraville, Stockbridge, and now opening Kennesaw on Baird Parkway.
Chevy Truck's advanced camera technology lets you see over, under, through. Up to 8 available cameras and 14 views, so you can focus on the view that really matters. Don't miss a thing. Chevy's got you. Get $5,750 total value on this Silverado LT when you trade in an eligible vehicle. That's 10% below MSRP. Georgia Drives Chevy.
I was robbed. They tried to run me over with a getaway car. He almost killed me right over here.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message. The alarming spike in inflation soaring to its highest.
Gas prices rose again today, reaching a new all-time high.
We're still dealing with inflation, and we've got super high interest rates at the same time.
Bidenomics is working.
2/3 of Americans are just struggling to make ends meet.
And this comes after Friday's jobs report showing a spike in unemployment.
And we are very proud of Bidenomics.
Going over how ballots will be counted here in Georgia, why some lawmakers are calling for the governor to step in before it's too late. And 6 employees at an Atlanta bar and grill were arrested as part of a sting operation. What prompted police to investigate? But we begin tonight in Whitfield County, where an act of gun violence claims the lives of 4 individuals. Thanks so much for staying up with us for Fox 5 News at 11. I'm Eric Perry. Police believe a shootout took place at a park, and now a 16-year-old charged with murder. Fox 5's Eric Mock joins us from Whitfield County Sheriff's Office. He has the latest.
Sheriff Scott Chitwood says this is a very tragic situation, in large part due to the fact that the victims and the suspect in this case are just so young. We spoke with people who live near the park where this happened. They told us that shooting was a terrifying moment for them.
It was pretty shocking because we don't really get this usual activity in Dalton.
Angel Cabrera says he never expected to see this kind of violence in his town, especially not at a quiet park like this one.
I was scared to death. We were all scared to death.
This woman lives right across the street from Pleasant Grove Park in Dalton. She didn't want to be identified because she's concerned for her safety after what happened Saturday night.
I heard 4 random gunshots around 10 o'clock. I called 911 and reported it, and they said they'd send someone out.
But that was just the beginning.
At around 11, about 10 after 11, I heard massive amounts of gunshots going off. It was like, if you didn't know the difference, it would have been like fireworks, is what you would have thought you heard.
That's when Whitfield County Sheriff's deputies responded to the park.
They found the bodies of 4 deceased Hispanic males.
Sadly, they are a very young age.
Whitfield County Sheriff Scott Chitwood says the 4 victims range in age from 21 to 17. 2 are from Dalton and 2 are from Rome.
We're very, very pleased here in less than about 12 hours from the initial call that we have one 16-year-old in custody from Rome at this point of the game, charged with 4 counts of felony murder.
Sheriff Chitwood says from what they've gathered so far, it appears to have been a robbery turned shootout.
There were multiple weapons involved. We know that because of the multiple shell casings that were located on the scene.
The neighbor we spoke with says her roommates saw a white SUV fleeing the scene. We saw this white SUV being taken by GBI agents that had bullet holes all along one side. This woman says nothing like this ever happens near their home.
I was scared to death. We were all scared to death.
She's just glad none of the many bullets flying through the park Saturday came into her home.
They sounded so close, like they could have very easily come in one of our windows.
At this time, Chitwood says they do not believe the shooting was gang-related. They're waiting to make sure all the families are notified before they release the identities of the victims. Reporting in Whitfield County, Eric Mock, Fox 5 News.
Yes, so young. Thank you so much, Eric Mock. Well, one man was taken to the hospital with serious injuries after being shot on Auburn Avenue. Atlanta police say this one happened just before 7 this morning. It was in the 200 block of the historic street, and they believe the gunfire stemmed from an argument. Police say he was hit in the neck. If you know anything that might be able to help, come forward. You can remain anonymous. Another shooting left a 62-year-old man hospitalized. Authorities say this also happened around 7 this morning in front of Rio's Italian and Ice Cream Shop on Jonesboro Road. Investigators believe the gunman was driving past the location when they started shooting. The victim was hit in the back. Police still working to determine
That's what they say.
Fox 5 meteorologist Jonathan Stacey here. We're coming off of a beautiful weekend of plenty of sunshine and temperatures. We're in the comfortable zone. Well, all that is changing as we speak, and moisture starting to crawl into the area, laying the groundwork for what will be a hot and humid week ahead. Heat indices soaring as high as 105 degrees by midweek. And before the holiday weekend, rain will finally return to the area. At this hour, we're hanging out at 78 degrees, coming off a high of 90 degrees today. The first time we reached 90 degrees since last Sunday. Temperatures all week long have been hitting in the 80s, but that is where we should be for this time of the year. In fact, our average high for today, 88 degrees. So 2 degrees above average today. Tomorrow we'll up the ante, but we'll start out with temperatures around 62 degrees in Calhoun, 58 for Blairsville, 65 in Athens. Kids heading out to the bus stop here in Metro Atlanta, around 67 degrees. You may be tempted to put on long sleeves, but that crisp, cool air of the morning will not hang around for long. With plenty of sunshine and few clouds out there, temperatures will soar into the lower 90s, 93 degrees in Rome by the afternoon, 92 here in Atlanta, and this is just the beginning of a heat streak. In fact, an air quality alert out tonight. I'll break down what that means and the impacts for the week ahead in my complete forecast.
All right, Jonathan, thanks so much. Tonight, a group of state lawmakers and civil rights leaders are calling for Governor Brian Kemp to take action against members of the state's election board. This comes after a meeting board members held last month that some officials say was conducted illegally. Fox 5's Joy Dukes has the latest.
Lawmakers, members of clergy, and civil rights leaders are urging Governor Brian Kemp to remove the 3 Trump-backed members of the state's election board. The state senator who filed an ethics complaint against them tells us she believes they violated state law in the effort to change election certification rules.
Our state election board wasn't created to help one party over the other.
That's exactly what State Senator Nabila Islam Park says she believes the motive was for new rules created by Georgia's election board.
These election board members that are not acting in the good faith of Georgians need to be immediately removed.
Days after the majority Republican board finalized the changes that require county election officials to take additional measures before certifying results, there are growing calls for the state's top conservative to step
a little bit of double checking.
A hearing because 3 of the election board members violated the Open Meetings Act and the state code of ethics.
Those accusations, detailed in a complaint Islam Parks filed last week, stemming from an impromptu July 12th meeting board members called to vote on added requirements for counties to review piles of documents and verify overseas military ballot counts.
They didn't send out a notice to the public. They were warned by their own general counsel. They had it anyway.
The move by board members Janelle King, Janice Johnson, and Rick Jeffries, all touted as pit bulls for victory by former President Trump, has drawn criticism from Georgia politicians on both sides of the aisle. Islam Park says she questions whether they have the authority to make those kind of decisions.
They can, delay the election results and ensue mass chaos.
With Kemp and former
Oh,
President Trump
wow.
seemingly putting their differences aside for party's sake,
Bull
in recent
crap.
days it's unclear what action the governor will
Y'all
take.
still
in
don't like
response to the
having to
complaint.
show an
Islam
ID.
Park says she hopes he'll, quote, do the right thing. Now, we've reached out to Governor Kemp and those board members for comment on this. We're still waiting to hear back. Islam Parks and others will hold a press conference at the Georgia State Capitol Monday morning at 10 a.m. At the live desk, Joy Dukes, Fox 5 News.
All right, Joy, thanks so much. An Atlanta bar will no longer be able to sell alcohol after a sting operation. We're talking about the Lacura Bar and Bistro. It's on Metropolitan Parkway. Police say they received a tip that the bar did not have a liquor license. The sting operation led to the arrest of 6 people, including the bar's management team and the people involved in the direct sale of the alcohol. Authorities say that while the owner did have a state liquor license, they were not granted a license to sell alcohol by the city of Atlanta. Well, tomorrow, the Atlanta Dream will once again take the floor inside State Farm Arena against Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. This is the second game that was moved from the Dream's usual home arena in College Park just due to that high demand. Everyone wants a ticket. In June, the Fever beat the Dream 91-79 in front of over 17,000 fans. It was standing room only tickets for tomorrow night's rematch. They start around $30 there. It's going to be a good game. Well, still ahead on Fox 5 News Edge. Find out why people held a protest outside the Fulton County Jail and what they are asking from the sheriff. Plus, Hurricane Henri is causing trouble off the coast of Hawaii. How local officials are preparing overnight for rain and possible flooding. We're back after the break.
When the game ends, we rise up with coverage of the Dirty Birds from the sidelines and beyond. We go deep with insider access to Falcons players, coaches, and staff, and expert analysis of key plays and highlights. Watch the Dirty Bird Report tonight at 11:30 on Fox 5. Your home for the Falcons.
Refresh your space with a mid-century makeover at Ashley. During the Labor Day sale, discover statement pieces starting at $499.99. Plus, get 0% interest for 5 years on in-store purchases. No minimum purchase required. Shop more deals in-store and online.
She grew up in a middle-class home. She was the daughter of a working mom. And she worked at McDonald's while she got her degree. Kamala Harris knows what it's like to be middle class. It's why she's determined to lower healthcare costs and make housing more affordable. Donald Trump has no plan to help the middle class, just more tax cuts for billionaires. Being president is about who you fight for, and she's fighting for people like you.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Why sell your car at WeBuyAnyCar.com? Because selling it yourself means dealing with